Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is going to be cold.
Oh, they're
All right, great, thank you.
How about stop bombing Gaza? Stop funding Israel. Stop bombing Gaza. Stop funding Israel. Stop bombing Gaza. Stop funding Israel. Stop bombing Gaza. Stop funding Israel.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Cole. I'm with Jewish Voice for Peace at the University of Oregon, and this is day 5 of my hunger strike in solidarity with the people of Gaza who are experiencing starvation. We are here today because Israel is committing genocide against Palestinians. This morning, the UN warned that 100% of people in Gaza are on the brink of famine, calling it the hungriest place on earth. Israel has launched several air raids into Lebanon and ordered the Al-Auda hospital, the last working hospital in Gaza, to close. Israel has expanded its genocidal offensive in northern Gaza and ordered Palestinians to leave so that they can fight terrorism. This is a continuation of Israel's project of ethnic cleansing that's been consistent since the Nakba. They're playing the victim while having greater firepower, greater logistical abilities, and greater support and far more international backing. This is how they've blocked the 600 UN aid trucks that are currently sitting at a border crossing point, when the UN estimates they need 600 aid trucks daily entering to sustain livable conditions. Israel is able to control the resources of Palestine, and particularly Gaza, where it has blockaded resources and tightly restricted food entry for almost 18 years, because of the backing of the U.S. imperialist state. It's through our global capitalist system that Israel is able to exert so much political, military, and financial pressure over Palestine, which is notably not a state, as Israel has prevented this at every turn, usually through outright militancy and lies in negotiations and deals. Even the Zionist Benny Morris writes about the ways Israel has cheated these deals in an episode I think is particularly relevant to today. After Oslo II, or the Second Oslo Accords, where Israel failed to trade land, redeploy their troops, release Palestinian prisoners, or open air and seaports in Gaza, we had the Wye River Agreement. In October 1999, the Wye River Agreement reached between Israel and the PA supposedly ceded some Israeli and jointly controlled land to Palestine. Talks were to resume for permanent status negotiations, eventually paving the way for statement. Yet Netanyahu called the deal off and reversed the agreed upon IDF withdrawal, failing to give the allotted land. The deal happened in Maryland, and the US moderated these negotiations, with Bill Clinton personally signing off on the agreement. There was zero accountability for Israel breaking the agreement. No retaliation was taken against Israel. This is the key lesson throughout Israel's history of colonizing Palestine. We cannot trust that our leaders will hold Israel accountable, will force it to cease its illegal and immoral occupation and genocide just because it's the right thing to do. And we certainly can't trust that Israel will follow the agreements they make with Palestinians. We must build grassroots movements that force Israel to cease its genocide. We must exert pressure at every level possible, through our consumption, through our institutions, through our government. As Dr. Iman Abdel-Hadi said, we need to try absolutely everything because we can't afford not to. We're next to Val Hoyle's office right now because we need her to call for an arms embargo on Israel, which will allow ceasing our state and federal monetary and political support of Israel, which currently allow it to carry out its genocide. On our campus at UO, we're trying to democratize decision-making. We're pushing for financial transparency so that we as students, student workers, staff, as faculty, can see what our money supports and what our labor supports and have a say in it. We will keep fighting for these in every way possible. We'll camp out on the grass for 3 or more weeks. We'll not eat for 12 days in the case of Joseph, or 5 days in the case of myself and Ephron. We will gather over 3,000 physical signatures on campus calling and demanding that the university disclose and divest their funds. We need to be part of a broad left movement that's addressing the capitalist, racist, imperialist, patriarchal, ableist systems that prevent us as citizens from having a say in our government, from having a say how our funds are used, and prevent us from stopping Israel from committing genocide and colonizing Palestine. We've already had some successes on this front through our hunger strike campaign. Yesterday, during our regular committee meeting with administration as part of our encampment implementation group, we were told that the university has funds for a 5th scholarship for a student displaced by the genocide in Gaza. Woo! This is the first time, thank you, this is huge. This is the first time they've ever said that. Not once prior in our negotiations have they said that. And they will never say that it's due to pressure from a hunger strike. But we can rest assured knowing that it is. Yeah. This is already a win, and we're going to keep going. They've already given us written confirmation of their policies around refusing to assist ICE on campus, which we can now hold them to. We're meeting with them likely today and also on Monday to see about giving us access to donors so that we can do the fundraising that they refuse to do to enable more scholarships and better scholarships for Palestinians displaced. These are huge steps, but again, we need to be doing everything and not just some things if we want to win and if we want to build a stronger movement that frees Palestine. We need to call more people to hunger strike with us. We need to donate more so that we provide immediate relief for Palestinians on the ground facing starvation. We need to send more emails to our representatives, have more conversations with people we know, blockade more traffic, and disrupt more business as usual until Palestine is free. And Palestine will be free. Thank you.
Gaza live! Let 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 Gaza live!
Let Gaza live! Let Gaza live! Let Gaza live! Let Gaza live! Let Gaza live! Let Gaza live!
Let Gaza live! Great. I've got.
Sorry, guys.
All right, and then we'll go ahead and have our next speaker, who's going to be Fia. Fia. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Good to see everyone. Thank you for coming. Many of us are here today not only to stand against our own government's complicity and demand that Hoyle advocate for a total arms embargo against the state of Israel, but we are also here because it's now been over 600 days since the latest increase in the genocide against the Palestinian people by the state of Israel. On day 601 of this genocide, we are here because we are witnessing the unimaginable on our phones, and our government is complicit in every bomb that falls. We pay for the bombs, we pay for the diplomacy, and we do not have to wonder what we would do if during something as horrible as the Holocaust, as we see what sides our constituents, our government, and our friends have taken during this ongoing genocide. Democracy Now! Reported that in the West Bank, soldiers of the illegal Israeli occupation stormed a Palestinian home without any justification and shot and killed a 20-year-old as he slept. This comes after Israel approves another 200 illegal settlements in the West Bank. This is escalation of a full ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people from their ancestral home. This is not about Gaza, it's not about Hamas, it's not about Israel's security, it is about ethnic cleansing. It is about replacing the indigenous people that have been there since 3,000 years ago with the Canaan period.
Shame.
Shame. It's shameful. It's shameful. On top of that, as Israel kills Palestinian families by the dozens, they are also killing our planet. Their carbon footprint exerts that of 100 countries at this point. They are killing Gaza and killing our planet for their own selfish motivations of wanting the land that is not theirs. Shame. Shame. We have to do everything in our power as Americans who are funding this genocide to stand against our government's complicity, our politicians' complicity. Even our democratic leaders are peddling propaganda for the Israeli party. Anyone who gets funding from AIPAC is officially complicit in this genocide. You should not be voting for any Democratic official that does not strongly stick with the democratic principles of justice and justice for all and the sanctity of life, especially those of Palestinian children that are being that are suffering manufactured starvation. There's enough food at Gaza border to end the famine right now. There is enough humanitarian aid to reach those who have been suffering without anesthesia, without treatment from injuries. Thank you. Injuries that they've been inflicted upon by an illegal occupation. There's enough for this to end now. What's stopping it is the government. What's stopping it is the people in charge, and that includes our people in charge. At the drop of a hat, the United States could force Israel to end the blockade. Anything other than that is an excuse. Yes, Israel is doing this, but it would be impossible for them to complete this without our complicity, without our silence, without our tax dollars. Every single person that stands up and uses their voice against that complicity is doing the right thing. And that's all of you here today. So thank you for being here, and free Palestine.
Free Palestine! We're going to go ahead and do another chant. This one goes, U.S. Israel, you can't hide, you are funding genocide. U.S. Israel, you can't hide, you are funding genocide. U.S. Israel, you can't hide, you are funding genocide. U.S. Israel, you can't hide, you are funding genocide. U.S. Israel, you can't hide, you are funding genocide. Thank you so much. We're going to have our next speaker. Our next speaker is going to be Jason from Faculty and Staff for Justice in Palestine. Still going? Make sure you pinch it this way. Don't touch the red button. I just told pull it just like that. Oh, I see. I don't have to. Just you. All right, Jason from FSJP.
Hey all. My name is Jason. I'm faculty at University of Oregon, a proud member of Faculty and Staff for Justice in Palestine. And I'm participating in a solidarity hunger strike in the UO hunger strike for Gaza, where UO students have been putting their bodies on the line, hunger striking for up to 12 days to bring attention to the horror of starvation facing Palestinians. We're calling on Ron Wyden, Val Hoyle, and Jeff Merkley to do everything in their power to stop Israel from weaponizing food and aid, to stop funding Israel's starvation of the Palestinian people. We're also calling on President Schultz and Provost Long to meet with the student hunger strikers to disclose University of Oregon's investments and divest from the war machine, because universities should be in the business of education, not murder and genocide. I saw this quote from my new favorite, Miss Rachel, so I'm going to read it. Leaders like Val Hoyle, Representative Val Hoyle, be so ashamed of your silence. Be so ashamed that you've seen the images and videos we've seen and they haven't moved you to do the right thing. Be so ashamed that you normally speak out for children and human rights, but won't now because they are Palestinian. Be so ashamed that you don't see children like my friend Rahaf like you see other children. Be so ashamed of your anti-Palestinian racism. Thank you, Miss Rachel. I'm also striking to bring attention to the West Bank, where Israel just approved the largest settlement expansion in its history. That's right, approving 22 new settlements. The land theft and Nakba are ongoing. Settler colonialism is alive and active in Israel. I'm striking because former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert now believes and says out loud that Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza. What more proof do you need? I'm striking because in Jerusalem they're chanting death to Arabs. I'm striking because of 2 new Israeli terrorism laws that permit life imprisonment for 12-year-olds and arbitrary suspension of child welfare payments. I'm striking because the supposed aid agency recently installed in Gaza is instead just a veneer meant to placate Western voters. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation was created by Israel and the CIA, as reported by the New York Times. Such an obvious farce that its CEO, Jake Wood, resigned this week, saying that it was impossible to adhere to the humanitarian principles of humanity, neutrality, impartiality, and independence. Instead of the real aid agency, UNRWA, delivering the 3,000 aid trucks blocked by Israel from entering Gaza, Palestinians are facing a horrific scene of survival of the strongest, a real Hunger Games, as they are forced to compete for meager and inadequate food distributions. Palestinians are starving at the hands of the state of Israel and the complicity of the United States. I'm striking to call attention to the fact that our nation and institutions like the University of Oregon are underwriting the annihilation of the Palestinian people through starvation, ethnic cleansing, sniping of children, bombing of entire families out of existence, and burning children alive. Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Yes.
Go, Jason.
Okay, great, thank you. We're going to go ahead and lead another chant, and then we have a few calls to action for you. Gaza, Gaza, you will rise. Palestine will never die. Gaza, Gaza, you will rise. Palestine will never die. Gaza, Gaza, you will rise. Palestine will never die. Gaza, Gaza, you will rise. Palestine will never die. Gaza, Gaza, you will rise. Palestine will never die. Gaza, Gaza, you will rise. Palestine will never die. Thank you so much. We're distributing a little bit of literature for you now. Attached is our tiny URL link, which has a lot of resources, families in need that currently need your help, and as well as calls to action for holding our elected officials like Val Hoyle, who is in this building now, responsible and in their complicity with the ongoing genocide in Gaza. To close out, we're going to go ahead and have the Solidarity Singers lead a song or so to their own heart's content. Thank you so much for being here. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
We want to commend the singers for the students for their bravery, their courage. They are warriors of love, giving a voice to people who have no voice right now and dignifying and lifting up their own voices through their sacrifice. Really appreciate your doing this. So this song, I really want you to take the words with you because you have been warriors of love. This song goes, step completely as a warrior of love, walk with dignity, fight for love. And that repeats. So I'll sing that part and please sing along, just in unity for all of the people who are going through this and fasting, making this sacrifice, and the Palestinians as well. Step completely as a warrior of love. Step completely as a warrior of love. The second line. Walk with dignity. Fight for love. Walk with dignity. Fight for love. Back to the beginning. Step completely as a warrior of love. Walk with dignity. Fight for love. Step completely as a warrior of love. Walk with dignity. Fight for love. One more time. Step completely as a warrior of love. Walk with dignity. Fight for love. Now there's one more part. Because you are all warriors here, and the earth is calling us all to step into standing up for what we believe in. It goes like this. The earth is calling all warriors. See if you can do that. The earth is calling all warriors. Okay, here we go. Step completely as a warrior of love. Walk with dignity. Fight for love. Step completely as a warrior of love. Walk with dignity. Fight for love. Yay! Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. Free Palestine.
Can I give a speech?
Yeah, please.
One more speech. The cause of the genocide is U.S. funding. The cause of the U.S. funding is Senator Ron Wyden and other Zionist senators and congresspeople. So what is the cause of Senator Ron Wyden? It's the Democratic Party of Oregon who puts him on the ballot. Do we have a choice? No. They put Wyden on the ballot for 30 years, and right around the corner is the DPLC office, Democratic Party of Lane County. Let's have our next rally there because that office is the cause of the genocide. Thank you.